Karen Thiel, and I've been with Keller Williams a little over a year now. We started at the end of January. My husband and I joined together at the end of January 2012. Last spring, I had a really bad accident. I was prepping my own house for painting, and I had a ladder accident where I fell, probably 6 to 8 feet, and I landed on concrete. And I shattered my left wrist trying to break my fall, and also broke my right wrist, and gave myself my Harrison Ford scar when I landed. Because this was such a debilitating accident, I had 2 surgeries on my left wrist and 1 surgery on my right wrist. My family, of course, was pretty, well, one, they were very afraid for me, and this really shook the foundation of our family. And Keller Williams, the wonderful people that, work here in Madison, stepped in, and, phone calls and flowers initially, and then food and visiting, and, offers of any kind of support that we wanted or needed. That was, they were there immediately. You never think about it when you're hurt. You never think you're going to get hurt, I guess, is the big thing. But to have people, to have this group respond, and knowing now that support exists, should we ever need it again, and also knowing that I can be that kind of contributor is a pretty awesome thing.
My name is Nicole Charles, and I've been with Keller Williams for 5.5 years. In 2012, we had brought on a new buyer agent to my team by the name of Mike Younger. He was new to our team, not new to real estate. Prior to the market crash, he was a relatively well-known agent in our area and had gotten out of the business for a few years, and came back in, was very excited to be back into the real estate world. Was with my team for about 2 weeks, and he was killed in a car accident. And he left behind his wife Sheila and their son Peyton. There was no insurance, there was no money saved. With the market downturn, they had lost a lot financially, and Keller Williams locally and regionally really stepped up to the plate to help Mike's family. Just a couple days after Mike was killed, I was in the Twin Cities for a regional training event, and Todd Butzer, our regional director, let me get up and talk a little bit about Mike, and knowing that there was no insurance and that they had this little kid to think about, I wanted to see if we could do something for the family. And so Todd was gracious enough to let me get up and speak briefly, and just said, here's the deal. One of our team members was killed earlier this week, and we're taking donations to help offset some of the funeral costs and to help establish a fund for Peyton, his son. And wallets opened. We passed buckets around the room, and between what our market center was able to generate in donations and the region, we raised over $7,800 for Peyton and for Mike's funeral expenses in just a few days. It was wonderful.
David was a very active boy from the day he was born, keeping himself busy, as well as his parents. He loved people and always found it easy to make new friends. David was very compassionate and caring with his elders, particularly his grandparents, who he would sit and talk with for long periods of time. From a young age, David loved to have a good time, and he liked to tell jokes imitating his dad and grandfather. He was an avid Packers fan thanks to being indoctrinated by his father at a young age. David's children have all followed their father's footsteps as Packers fans and always watched the games with him since they were children. When David was looking for the right company to sell real estate with, his sister Amy knew from her friendship with Rhonda that Keller Williams would be the right place for him. Although David worked several other places before joining Keller Williams, it was clear that working with KW was the job he loved dearly and was meant to do. Even though he quit during the recession when things slowed down, he was so excited about starting back with Keller Williams since so many employees kept in contact with him during his leave. When David went through his divorce, everyone at Keller Williams was extremely supportive of him. One of the employees, Jessica Fox, even went so far as to testify for him. Following his divorce, his children became the focus of his life. The people at Keller Williams helped out again by getting clothes and furniture for his children when he was left with nothing after the divorce. It was easy to see why David loved working with the people at Keller Williams and often referred to them as his other family. David created so many wonderful memories with his family over the years, taking trips to Disney World and stopping out in Arizona in 2011 for a week to stay with his parents and see the sights. David will forever be missed by his family and children. Following David's death, Rhonda was on the phone asking what the family needed. She made sure to let the parents know that Keller Williams would do whatever they could to help provide support to his family. They were overwhelmed with how many of the Keller Williams employees drove to Brodhead for his visitation. They felt surrounded by love and friendship expressed by everyone from Keller Williams, as well as the generosity of the memorials given to the trust fund for his children to help with their education. Keller Williams employees have gone out of their way to continue to assist in the time period after David's death. The staff continues to inquire about how the family is doing, and their support remains constant. David made a great decision when he decided to work with Keller Williams, and it was clear that David loved everyone as much as they loved him. David's family wants to thank everyone at Keller Williams for being such a wonderful work family for David. He will always be loved and missed.